primaries. March 4th, we are in Ohio, where 14% of the workforce is unionized. April 22nd, Pennsylvania, 15% there are organized labor. Another key to all of this, folks, the unprecedented turnout of the young vote.
Why not? I don't know. I go by my gut feeling, and I just don't have that feeling about her. I mean, I feel she's got experience, but I feel like she got where she is because of her husband.
I think Hillary Clinton, there's no question about that. I think she has the experience. I think definitely that she has what it takes. I think she's a smart woman. I think she's great.
In respects to Obama, he doesn't have the experience that she does, but McCain, I don't believe tax cuts and increasing military spending is going to help the economy.
Hillary Clinton also capturing some of the young vote. You saw the students there. They're from Hunter College here in New York City, where Hillary Clinton made a campaign stop today, and a smattering of views from those students. But many indicators are pointing all to Obama right now. Will that hold? Joining us now, Tony Connie from Young Democrats of America, Angela McGlowan, Republican strategist and a regular here on Happy Hour, and New York Councilman Eric Joya. He is a Hillary Clinton supporter. So let's start focusing first, folks, on Obama and the young voters. We'll start with you. I mean, because you're supporting Hillary, and she is also indeed getting some of the young vote, as we saw from Hunter College today. But I got to tell you, Eric, they're focusing on Obama. They see him as hip, they see him as cool, and he really appeals to them as far as when you see him at his campaign speeches and rallies, they're laughing, they're high-fiving right on. What is it that he has that your candidate doesn't?
Well, let me say this. I mean, I think it's pretty clear that Barack Obama gives a great speech, and I think what you're seeing is, in terms of the youth vote, people under 30 coming out really in unprecedented numbers. These people are very frustrated. They're looking at the country, a war in Iraq. They're looking at a mounting college debt, and they're looking at John McCain and Mike Huckabee. They're saying these guys don't have any answers for me. When John McCain gets up and says, I don't really know anything about the economy, well, if you're looking at $100,000 worth of college debt, you're pretty worried about what that means. You see Barack Obama give a speech, and you're pretty excited about it. But I think the reason Hillary Clinton's going to be the Democratic nominee is once they come through the door and they see her ideas and they see her experience, they see her vision for America, I think she's pretty clearly the candidate to lead.
Angela, I hear you chuckling a little bit, and I don't want to go too political on this because I actually do want to stay on the demographic itself rather than the Republican-Democrat thing. And so what I'm looking at, with any political angle. But let's talk a little bit about that. The millennials out there, they get a bad rap for being entitled and all these things. But the fact of the matter is those kids are more educated and harder working than any generation that's come through America. Now they're actually out there trying to make a difference in the vote. What do you see out there in the Republican side?
I see that I went to CPAC a couple of weeks ago, and the liberal mainstream media would have you say that every young kid is supporting Obama. That's not true. I saw young folks on fire for Huckabee, on fire for McCain, on fire for Mitt Romney. You have a lot college Republicans. You have the Young Republicans National Federation. You have the League of Young Voters. They're more independent. So I don't think that the Democrats have the young voters wrapped up. And
Angela,
I think that
I thought
the
you weren't going to go political. Democrat versus Republican. I'm just saying, getting the young vote out there. What are the Republicans out there doing like the Democrats to just get the voice out, to get this passion going?
That's what I'm talking about. Like the college Republicans and like the Young Republican Federation of America, you have folks on college campuses talking about the issues. What would a McCain presidency do? Have young people keep more money in their pockets. This Y generation wants to become the entrepreneur generation. So you have a lot of grassroots and advocacy out there.
Angela, why don't we all ask Angela, why don't we ask the expert here? We have someone from the Young Democrats of America, Tony Connie. Tony, give us your take on why do you think, one, why all the young folks like yourself are finally thinking that politics is hip and getting involved, and particularly the focus on Obama?
Well, first I want to say, I don't think young people are making their decision based on who's hip or who's cool. Young people are engaged in this election cycle, and they have been since 2004. Young people voted more in 2004 than they had before. 2006 increased again, and now in 2008. So I think it's a little bit unfair to say that young people are supporting Barack Obama or supporting Hillary because, they're hip or they're cool. Young people are paying a lot of attention to this election, and they're turning out in huge numbers. And I think when you're talking about how Republicans are turning out for, young Republicans are turning out, it's not going very well. 24 elections so far have happened, primaries where there was a race on the Republican side and the Democratic side.
Tony, how do we make this? Tony, how do we make this sustainable? We don't want this to just be a one-off election where we get the youth involved and then the next time around it dissipates. How do you keep this momentum going?
Well, I think it's important to realize that this isn't something that just started with Barack Obama or in 2008. This started in 2004 when this generation started to participate more in this election. And so we're seeing a trend. This isn't something new. It's new to you guys. It's new to the media, but it's not new to the rest of us who's been focusing on this for a long time.
Numbers have shown that there are more young voters every year coming out, so there is some truth to that. But Councilman Joya, let me ask you in particular about your candidate. Some out there are already writing off Hillary Clinton. I mean, all the focus is on Barack Obama. What do you say to that?
Well, I think in fairness, the media's done a pretty poor job of covering the election. I mean, I think it's ups and downs. They wrote her off after Iowa, then she won New Hampshire, and they wrote Obama off. I mean, I think that we have to actually wait for the American people to speak. I mean, unfortunately, it's covered like it's a horse race, and it's not. It's about important ideas getting out there and people making important decisions. To the point about the youth vote, though, I mean, frankly, the youth vote is coming out for Hillary and for Barack. The reason they're not coming out for McCain or Huckabee is not because John McCain is too old, it's that his ideas are old. And when they're looking at this guy, they're saying he's just not speaking to a new generation. The truth is, listen, President of the United States, it's an important job, and you need. Okay, do you want to
absolutely is. Guys, I don't want to go Democrat versus Republican. I can tell that's where we're about to go. My final point I just want to say is, you look at all of this movement, and the fact is, the millennials are out there making a difference.
Angela's having a heart attack over there
guys,
in Florida. Angela,
we got to wrap it on
Relax.
that, unfortunately. Yeah, go out and hit the beach.
Oh, I promise you, after I leave here, we'll do that. I promise.
Angela, thank you very much. And Tony, thank you as well.
Thank you for having me.
And Councilman Joya, thank you. Please come back to Happy Hour.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
On tap next, okay, Wall Streeters, does high-stakes trading thrill your bones just as much as sex? The lovely doctor is back in the bar.